Hello YouTube, it's Galaxy here, and today I am bringing you episode 1 of a little series called Gaming Talk, which is essentially talking about information on up-and-coming future video games, things that I can't really make a video specifically about, but still want to talk about and put on my channel and the like. And so today I am talking about the recently released information on the multiplayer for Warhammer 40k Space Marines. And for the kind of the uninitiated, the people who don't know anything about this game, because it's easy to lose track of it between Resistance 3 and Gears of War 3 and Modern Warfare 3 and Battlefield 3, and wow, there's a lot of 3s this year. Wow, just realized that. Anyway, so Warhammer 40k Space Marine takes place in the Warhammer 40,000 universe, which is a far-off future, which is kind of basically, I'm no Warhammer expert, but basically what I've been able to gather is that basically, I said basically a lot, basically, is that there's a lot of different factions and races and what have you, and they all kill each other in incredibly violent, gory fashions and by the millions and stuff. And the game follows the Ultramarines, which are a group of Space Marines. I'm pretty sure, I know obviously it's about Space Marines, but I'm pretty sure it's the Ultramarines specifically, who are the ultimate badasses. They're like over 7 feet tall, and they carrying these weapons into battle and like take on thousands and thousands of orcs at once, and they're just like ponage masters basically. And the single player is you playing as an Ultramarine, killing thousands and thousands of orcs with guns and swords and hammers and all kinds of other fun stuff in the single player. But that's not what you're here for. You're here for information on the game's multiplayer component, which was revealed on last Wednesday, the 20th, which was 3 days ago as of recording. Not sure when this video is going to go up, though. So, the game multiplayer function is 8v8, I'm pretty sure. And it's got 2 game modes: Annihilation, which is basic team deathmatch, and then it's Domination, Conquest, the game mode, Capture Territories type deal. And those are the only 2 game modes that were in the game. They didn't say these are the only 2 that's revealed. It's kind of the way they worded it leads you to believe that the only game modes in the game are TDM and Domination. And this has a lot of people, crying foul, but I don't think it's a bad thing personally, because Warhammer 40k isn't a Modern Warfare 3 or Battlefield 3 or Gears of War 3 or Resistance 3. It's not this huge title that will just sell, millions of copies. It's going to have a smaller online community, and you don't want to have this community spread out among a large population. And the game has a heavy customization emphasis. You get to customize your Space Marine completely, colors, armor, all that fun stuff to make it look uniquely your own. And doesn't matter which side you're on necessarily, because you'll still have a vast array of customization options, which personally worries me a little, because I don't want to get into a game and then have no idea, I don't want to need to second guess if a guy's friendly or an enemy, because that can get me killed. But I'm not sure how that's going to really work in game. That's going to be something where we're going to need to wait till it comes out and see if it is confusing or not. The actual gameplay itself is a mix of melee and shooting, or melee and shooting. I don't know how to pronounce it, whatever. You get to use, swords and hammers for your melee weapons, and, guns, obviously, from pistols and rifles to plasma cannons and all this other fun stuff as your ranged weapons. And So the game is a bit different in that regard, where it's not just a shooter, but it also has a heavy emphasis on melee combat as well. Now, in addition to that, there are 3 classes. I believe it's Tactical, Devastator, and Assault. Those are the names I'm not 100% sure of, but the actual classes are as followed. The first is the Tactical class is your more well-rounded fighter who does both melee and ranged. He can snipe and also kill guys with his sword when they get up close. The Devastator class carries, heavy weapons and is slower, but carries heavy weapons, obviously, so he can just murder everything. And then the Assault has a jetpack and is a melee-focused class where you kind of, swoop in, kill some guys with your sword, and get out before they realize that you were there. So the 3 classes offer 3 distinct gameplay styles, which I kind of like because it could keep the online play fresh. And the maps themselves too are they appear to be more wide open and big, so it could really, play out to each class's strength, because there'll be corridors, like long line of sights for your ranged classes, but also lots of distance that you can quickly cover with your Assault to reach safety and what have you. The game also takes a lot of bullets to kill, obviously, or a lot of hits to kill. Now it has, melee focus. I can't just say bullets. You have a lot of health and armor, so it will take a while to kill someone, which I really like, because I'm not a big fan of games where... not a big fan of games, but a game like this wouldn't work if you die in a few bullets, because of the way the maps are laid out. They're more open because of the way the melee system is incorporated with such a heavy focus, and because of the fact that you are a Space Marine. You shouldn't be dying in one shot. That would be pathetic. And so it kind of looks like a mix between a Transformers War for Cybertron, which was actually a very awesome game online. I don't know why more people didn't play it. I loved it. And an Unreal Tournament type of thing, which is certainly really a good complement, and it seems really interesting and sets itself apart from the other shooters out there. But I don't know if it'll necessarily be enough to drive people away from Resistance 3 on that day in Gears of War 3 that comes out 2 weeks later. So I guess we're going to have to wait and see, because the game has potential, but if nobody's going to be online playing it, then it really doesn't matter if the game's good or not. Thanks for watching. Galaxy out.